Yo, Coach Marshall kicking knowledge, higher ed collage, mind open wide, thoughts bridge the mileage, whistle round the neck, wisdom in the flex, podcast vibes, breaking through the plex. From court to the board, lessons never hoard, grit and grind hustle, hear that lion's roar. More than a coach, stories to encroach, life's game plan, he the master with the approach. More than a coach, Coach Marshall be the guide, lessons for life, take it all in stride. Podcast dropping gems, knowledge nationwide, together we rise, unity can't divide. Life's more than X's and O's, destiny's composed, breaking every chain, no limits to the flows. Strategy and passion, top tier fashion. Marshall on the mic, lights, camera, action. Heart of a lion, vision of an eagle, breaking every barrier, lessons truly regal. Court to the world, dreams unfurl, guided by a mentor for every boy and girl.
Man, Saginaw. You had the paint, bro.
Success in the playbook, more than just luck, hard work, determination, climbing to the peak. Podcast revolution, fire and solution. Coach Marshall leading the mental evolution.
Yeah, it really was. When you hear that you have the two words, you automatically think that God thought it.
What's up, y'all? This your boy, Coach Marshall, coming to you from the More Than the Coach podcast. And tonight, y'all, I got a special interview tonight. Somebody we all know, city love, So when we get to him, y'all gonna enjoy the interview, the conversation that we gonna have. But before that, y'all know I have to jump into all my little housekeeping needs. Let y'all know that tonight's show, sponsored by Marshall Media Group, LLC, where we got podcasting shows, we got educational material, as well as the music show from your own DJ Kev here. Also, y'all make sure y'all go check out my boy, Danye F. Jones. It's Something Every Yay podcast on all social platforms. He's on Thursday nights. He in Chicago, so it's 9 o'clock his time, or our time, 8 o'clock if you in the Chicago area. So y'all definitely make sure y'all check that out. Also, y'all, need y'all to sign your babies up for the Miss G Learning Time online pre-K. You can check out our podcast on Sundays, where she'll tell you more about it. And you can also check out the website, and there's a link on there where you can go to it and you can see what's going on. Also, y'all in the music game, y'all got to check out Passport Republic's own Mr. Daryl Austin with his new single, P-Whipped and Happy. So y'all make sure y'all check that out. My brother doing his thing. He out here, he's having a good time on the road, but he also put that music in. Passport Republic, I salute y'all. Keep doing what y'all do. And I got it's time to get y'all all back on the show, y'all. So make sure we hook up and come back and get y'all on the More Than the Coach podcast. Also, y'all, I know it's out the way, but we always going to advertise early. August 17th, Saginaw's first Southern Soul Sunday Fun Day. As y'all see it up on the screen, Jay Morris Group, Jawan Ghostin, Memphis Jackson, and Brenda Coleman, as long as Miss Ray Ray, the comedic. And then we got our brother DJ Tools live at the BB Center, y'all. Get your tickets, they on sale. Make sure y'all check it out. It's gonna be a slamming show, y'all. I can't wait. Brought to you by Mature Crowd Entertainment, Platinum Creations, and Mr. Alvin Pratt. So y'all definitely got to check that out, y'all. Also, y'all, before we get into my guests, got to give a big shout out to Mr. DeAndre Sanders, Demon Proof Football Camp 2025. Y'all, it was a very good success. There go him and some of the brothers up there that came and gave back for the kids in the community, y'all. They'll be doing another one coming up soon. So if you missed this first one, make sure y'all get out there and support him, y'all, because it's a beautiful thing what they did. I enjoyed myself watching the kids get out there and learn about football, y'all. So tonight, y'all, we're going to get into this. I got a special guest, been knowing him for a long time. We've been coaching together in the city as competitors, as allies, on the same bench. We did it a lot. And to our city, y'all, we got something brand new coming, y'all. It's called the Saginaw Soul professional basketball team. And tonight, y'all, I got the honor and the pleasure to sit down and have Coach Isaiah Zeke Thmas coming into the online with me. And we're going to talk a little about the basketball and things that's going on with the Saginaw Soul. So with no further delay, y'all, welcome to the More Than a Coach podcast, Coach Zeke Thmas. How you
Coach,
doing today, my
look,
brother?
I'm doing
Man,
all right. How you doing? What's going on?
man, you got it, man. You know, like you said, bro, trying to stay busy, stay active, and out the way. That's it.
Yes, most definitely. Most definitely.
Oh
Gotta
yeah,
stay busy.
for real, man. So how things going for you, bro?
Things been going pretty cool, Coach. Starting with coaching with my fifth grade AAU team over the
Yeah.
last few months. That's been real rewarding.
Mm-hmm.
My myself been a lot better. That's been, real rewarding over the last year and a half and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh and with the Saginaw Soul,
Yeah.
it's coming, so we'll see you
Hmm.
know, if everybody on the same page, if we can get everything going, and it's looking pretty promising as of now.
That's good, man. And first off, congratulations on that, man. That's a big accomplishment for you. You
Thanks, Coach.
know, especially when I know you personally, and when we know people always try to put us down and put you under the rug. Look what God do for you. Open
Yeah,
up doors that nobody else could, man.
yeah, you
For
just got to
real.
stay down until you come up. It's just part of the process, part of the test. You know how it go.
Oh yeah.
Everybody been there, and you just
Hmm.
when those opportunities present itself, you have to be ready for that challenge and make sure you know all those things everybody said wasn't true and all that type of stuff, or well, it don't really matter, 'cause I
Hmm.
don't pay attention to too much, anyway. I'm a
Exactly.
loner, man. I'm an introvert, popular introvert, be by myself, kicking it with. So
Oh yeah. Like I said earlier, you're a man of many hats. A lot of everybody know you as Coach Zeke, just Zeke and the Breakfast Man. And now
yeah,
they know you as the new head coach of the Saginaw Soul basketball. You
yeah, it
know.
might give an opportunity for me to, get the breakfast man thing going,
Hmm.
permanent, you
There
know.
you go.
So we'll see. I got, like I say, things line up. I'm working right now still, but uh, our warehouse closed. They give us, I'm in the union, they give us a little severance pay and a little something
Hmm.
like that and a few things. And shoot, and with this coming along, if everything works well, I definitely want to get back to coaching. I mean, well, cooking for sure on a
Oh
consistent
yeah.
basis.
Oh yeah. I was going when I seen the tacos online, man, and I was kind of hurt. Like, man, I couldn't even get to taste them, man. They was looking good online.
Yeah,
For real.
yeah, yeah. Because I've been working mornings, so I can't, do the breakfast. So I said, let me try these tacos, and
Hmm.
especially how much eggs cost. Shoot.
Man, you ain't joking right there. For real. We treat them things like real delicacy right now.
No, for real. You eat them, you fancy.
That's for real, bro. So man, I gotta ask, so I know we got a lot of new listeners, and people learning you, especially like my viewers.
Mhm.
What inspired Coach Zeke to be a basketball coach?
Uh, it's like a process. Like when I first started, like I said, reluctantly, I said I didn't want to do it. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
when I first, 'cause, you have so many dreams and aspirations coming out of college and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but one of the things is, man, just really, really like kind of knowing what's going on, and then seeing like some of the successes you can have with young people, and
Yeah.
like And sometimes I don't want it to be, but sometimes you're part of the highlight of their lives and stuff like
Mhm.
that. And what I'm saying, you can see them at the happiest point and stuff like that. So you want to keep bringing and trying to improve and just that's just a passion of mine, especially when I was able to do it in Saginaw. So
Yeah,
that was cool.
yeah. And you said that we see a lot of them at the happiest, man. But you and I both been in the situation coaching kids for many years. We also seen some of the lows.
Yeah,
Losing our players, man. You
most
know,
definitely.
and how as a coach and a person of the community, how do that hurt you? Because I know how I feel. How do that make you feel when you see things like that happen to the youth that you didn't had special bonds with?
Well, for background on that conversation, I've been coaching since 2009-ish, whatever the case. And
Hmm.
since then, I probably lost about 13 players,
Yeah,
11 or so to gun violence.
yeah,
Uh, I mean, it initially when I was young or whatever the case, I mean, it really, really bothered me. Like I'm talking about, and it bothers me now. But it's actually a numbing feeling, coach. Like
mm,
it's like I'm not expecting it to happen or whatever the case. I still hurt. I still cry.
yeah,
Still reach out to the people, families, and and pray about it. But it's sad that I mean, I'm
mhm,
coaching 17 years to lose 13 kids. That's
man.
tough.
So,
We lost some of the mutual kids that we didn't coached and looked
mhm,
out for. I mean, it's really heart wrenching, and that's why like opportunities like this. Even though I got a job at hand, and it's a business, it's professional, but we really trying to make this work for our culture here in Saginaw, our youth,
yeah,
to change that type of feeling that other people may not have to feel in the future and stuff like that.
exactly. And I think that name of the team simplifies what Saginaw is because we got a lot of soul in
Yeah.
this city and these communities of Saginaw. So I really do like that, man, for real. You know,
I like that name. I stood behind that one. There was a few other good ones out
yeah,
there
it was
too.
a good one.
I had to stand behind the Saginaw, so it just made so much sense.
It did. It was catchy too, man. And the colors is on point. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And I seen talking on another podcast where you got a mixture of a little of the high in it, got a mixture of the hill in it. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So that's a way to represent our city. So I
Yeah.
like that though.
It's a
You
lot of
know.
stuff going on, man. It's gonna be a mixture of more, man. Watch it just,
Hmm.
like I said, some things, like, just gotta wait to see. But it's a lot going
Yeah.
on, man.
Oh
In
yeah.
schools and stuff.
And when speaking of Saginaw Soul, man, you put together a heck of a coaching staff, man. Can you tell me a little bit and tell us a little bit about them?
Well, Terrence Robinson speaks for itself from the top to the bottom. Basketball operations. It's great to work with him. Especially when I communicate with him all the time.
Mhm.
Uh, on a weekly or every other day basis, just on being my big brother, like he always continues to be.
Hmm.
Uh, so with that, it just opened up so many doors on, I already been educated by him, but we can really like get to like the gist of like real basketball, not just conversations, not just memories and stuff like that. We
Hmm.
can create memories for these young guys.
Yeah.
Uh, Dante, Coach Dante Williams, when I was brought along, I met him and he graduated '05 from Romulus. Our first conversation was like, man, like, don't you know how you just meet somebody and then you just know y'all gonna be solid or whatever the
Yeah.
case. We just had a conversation. We related. We knew, a lot of familiar names around here down in the D, what I'm saying, in Romulus and stuff like that. Then, like I say, not too long, he trained kids. He got his training going on. I believe it's called CMB, if I'm not
Okay.
mistaken. Dante, if it ain't, my bad. Uh, you know, then it's just, relating on that. And, he not too long ago was playing professional ball. So that intriguing as well, uh,
Exactly.
to help me out as much as I can, because I'm looking for as much help and input. It's just not like, a captain show or whatever. We're just trying to, get this thing going for our community, first and foremost. But at the same time, I believe I know enough, and I've been studying enough to, at least be able to put these guys in a position to compete.
Yeah.
Coach Jace, our film guy, assistant guy, attention to detail guy, I met as well. Young, got a lot of energy, got a lot of ideas, and and that's, shoot, I'm getting older now, coach. I'm
Mm.
38. Shoot, I
Mm.
need as much young energy around as I can. So,
Man, for
and especially in
real.
the department, and in the legend parade All American, big job in that Babers. Uh,
Yeah.
I when I came along, we had a meeting at Rita's, and just to, and Miss Rita actually, I've been working with Big Job. We talk basketball, but I've been coaching her sons since they've been little. Trey Babers and James and James Carthan, they kids or whatever the case together, and
Yeah.
man, they helped put together one of a good AU basketball program for me at the younger level when those guys was coming up, and I
Yep.
called them. We was coaching together at the same time with the COVID situation. So
Hmm.
those the COVID babies as well that missed out on some opportunities to finish
Yeah.
their season in college and with the NIL and all that type of stuff going on. So uh Big Job is just like one of those people that's just like, she do security, she do this, she do that. The name in basketball speaks for itself. Uh,
Exactly.
but she just wanted that care, not just about basketball, but about our community in a big way.
Mhm.
And it made sense when Miss Rita had brought it to my attention. And powerful black woman that can be on the staff that kids can listen to, because especially with the community around here, with the young people that may have a possibility to make a team or a training camp or whatever the case, and
Mhm.
travel and do certain things. It just made a lot of sense from that standpoint. But just from the basketball knowledge, what I can learn and how to communicate with pros and different people of that type of stature, uh,
Yeah.
makes sense. And plus, anybody get out of line, her sister gonna get on somebody's ass. So
You already know that.
if
For
not,
real.
nephew coming.
Don't nobody want to get choked out.
Oh my God, I can't wait to watch this game tonight.
Man, me too, man. I'm glad we're doing this so we can get it out the way. But man, I mean, you got a great melting pot of people and minds and brains, man. So, what is some of the expectations Saginaw can expect from Coach Zeke and the Saginaw Soul when this thing get off the ground and start rolling?
Well, right now, Coach Zeke and Saginaw Soul is all in one.
Hmm.
Uh, I just, we gotta. It's new, so
Yeah.
we got to build from the ground up, from
Yep.
players, tryouts. We looking at different areas,
Mm.
Saginaw, Grand Rapids, Detroit, and I just want people to know. Say like when a team is constructed in Denver, Colorado,
Mm.
it's for the community, not for
Mhm.
particularly every player that's from Denver, Colorado.
Exactly.
It's going to be some instances and stuff like that where opportunities will be there for those guys. But I just want to be professional enough not to be saying certain things like, yeah, you got a spot and this and that. Then if it don't come to that, now I'm looking dumb and stupid, and what I mean. And now we losing support. So I just want to, have the truth out there about the players that can come from Saginaw, and it's a lot of them. It's some prospects for real. But
Hmm.
in reality, we can't have everybody from Saginaw.
Nah.
We don't got nobody 6'10",
Mm.
6'11" running around here right now. And every
Exactly.
team does.
That's right. And speaking of that, if you can see up on the screen, tryouts is this Saturday, May 10th,
Yes,
from
sir.
1 to 4. And there's the screenshot it. You can take a shot of it and get signed up and registered. I actually screenshot it so I can come and support and just see, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As a
What you doing? You busy Saturday?
Nope, I'm actually gonna be in there. I'm coming. It's my anniversary,
Okay.
but we ain't doing nothing till later. So I'll be there at 1 o'clock. I want to come and support and check
You
it out.
already paid for the admission thing or no?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, I was gonna ask you. I could have told you to come in and volunteer, and have some eyes on, and then run a drill, like run a station and stuff. Then sit back
Okay.
and watch them as they play. But let me know.
All right, yeah, I will definitely be there because I'm a support man. I want to, this is something like you said, new to our city. I haven't seen semi-pro basketball here since the Saginaw Lakers.
Yep,
When Train was playing, and Sean Matthews back in the day. So
I
I'm
was there.
looking
I was
forward.
young there.
Yep, I'm looking forward to this, man, for real. So how the owners adapting to the city of Saginaw, taking heed to what's going on? 'Cause you see you got some good people behind you.
Yeah, well, so as you know, and I know, Saginaw is a different place to be.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a lot of skepticism, you know what I'm saying? Skepticism and stuff like that here and there. A lot of support. I don't
Mm,
want to get that wrong. There's a lot of support, for real. But the owners are adapting to the city very well. I don't. They don't care what nobody say for real. They just
yeah,
keep on pushing and stuff like
yeah,
that. Like they just stay positive and nothing what nobody says or nobody does, gonna stop them from this. So, and
yeah.
that's what I really like about them. It may be a roadblock here or there, but they
They
keep
keep
on
on
pushing.
going. That's
So yeah,
right.
but
You need owners like that though in this
yeah,
in this world today. You really do need somebody where you really got to sometimes sit back and say, I don't give a fuck. It's gonna make it happen.
no, for
You
sure.
know what I'm saying? So
Billy and Joe definitely the one. So
yeah.
yeah, but like I say, they mixing it in with the people that's supporting. They
Hmm.
changing some people's minds about some people that wasn't supporting it initially as they see
Okay.
what's going on. Like, everybody in at the table, like, I could tell some people some things, but it ain't their business for one.
Hmm.
And for two, like, it just ain't their business. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so everything's on my end is good. What I see in the future is going to be good. Uh,
Okay.
it was just the thing about really playing at the dial. Uh, and I believe as of now I can speak on it because, so much has happened, but we're just trying to, get charged 3 times as much as the spirit.
Wow.
So, and that's what people don't know. And that's what people like, shoot, I wouldn't do that. Eggs almost cost that much. So why would I pay 3 times as much as the next person, just because, or whatever y'all think, or whatever the case. I thought,
Yeah.
when it's a venue, you should be able to reach out. You give me
Mm,
it's a universal price for everybody, and we can
yep.
pay that and go from there. Now, it may be some instances and, some intricacies and stuff like that that maybe can change the price up or down. But 3 times as much as,
Yeah,
that's,
that's kind
and that's as far as I know. Like I say,
yeah.
I want to coach and I want to focus on that as much as I can, but I'm willing
Mm,
to help out to get this thing going on so I can get to that point. So, but
exactly.
that's one of the things I haven't shared, but you know, hopefully Kelly and they don't get mad. But I think at this time, we had enough conversation, enough people know about it, and uh,
Hmm.
I don't believe, and a lot of people say they could do this or whatever. Why haven't it been done or what? Like when people come, I don't, because I don't see color or
That's right.
status, whatever the case. I just see right and wrong and good people or whatever the case. And shoot, I know what this can mean for my community. I just started back coaching my 5th grade nephews, and they can come see, Coach Zeke coaching professional ball and learn from these guys and maybe be trained and whatever else is held. I mean, shoot, gotta accept it. The whole
Yeah.
community should.
I think it'll help our kids be like reach future for their dreams and say, man, we can obtain this because we all know everybody can't go to the NBA, or G League or all the other stuff. But now we got it in our backyard.
Yep.
And you and I both know, man, sometime my city gonna start off, and putting it down. But once it get going, they'll pick up and start supporting it. and it's much
Yeah,
needed. Man.
I've been a part of a lot of different stuff, man. I don't see no reason why this shouldn't be supported. Like, and that's from
Exactly.
a person that's coming, sitting not at the head of the table, but right
Mhm.
next to the person at the head of the table, and you
Yeah,
know, and so uh, I mean, we're gonna be here, and
that's right.
so I plan to compete, and that's just what it is. We want to, like I said, we want to bring the best product for our community, coach. Like, and but this was the thing about the Saginaw stuff too, because there's a lot of people talk about not trying out. There's no team already. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
This is just like, first off, if it was okay, who else calling for
yeah,
you?
yeah,
Like, if there's nobody else knocking on your door, I mean, it wasn't nobody else calling me. So when
yeah.
when I got this knock, I
That's
went
right.
accordingly and make sure I was ready and make sure I'm getting ready. But
Mm-hmm.
so if nobody else, and this is right in your backyard, sure, you know how I love basketball and playing, coach. Shoot, if I would have gotten in shape these last 2 months, and you know what I'm saying, and tried to go out here and see what was up, or especially the last few years, you know what I mean, if that was an opportunity, especially some of these young guys. I just
Yeah,
don't get it because you get a guy that's coaching, and even if you don't make it, you know what I'm saying, like I say, because I can't promise anything, but you
yeah.
get a guy that's been coaching y'all for the last 15, 17 years,
Mm-hmm.
been seeing y'all and whatever the case. All I ask, as soon as I announced or whatever was announced, it's time to get in shape.
Yep.
If you're in shape, you're gonna get a fair look because
That's
you
right.
get your mind in shape, you're getting everything in shape. So you got to at least give me that fair chance to at least help me keep my job too. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So and that's what I believe, but I don't believe like some of the stuff I've been hearing is, it ain't adequate. Like we got
Yeah.
two players, you know what I'm saying? And they helped build this. They brought me to the table. So
Mm-hmm.
who am I to say, oh, hey, thank you. You know what I mean? But they
Mm-hmm.
pros, they played pro ball. It ain't like they just haven't or whatever the case.
Yeah.
Then one looking, to do this and retire and be part of the, or whatever the case. But back to my point about the local stuff, we are, and I can't promise it or whatever the case, and all set in stone because it's still. But one of my ideas is really like developing some of the local talent, like over this year and the next year. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, that may put them in a position because all types of things happen, injuries, people have to go home,
Yep.
deal with different stuff, just because, or whatever the case may be, and you may be a call away, but you might be right there on the roster.
That's
So,
true.
so everybody just thinking about the negative stuff about it. But if you young and you know what I'm saying, like that, like shoot,
Mm-hmm.
next year like, you can build your body up, build your professionalism up, your contacts up.
Mm-hmm.
There might be some other teams looking at you. You know what I
That's
mean?
right. And that's
So
what they're not looking at in the big picture. I might not get it here, but hey, these people might be watching. It's just like NFL and NBA.
yeah.
Somebody get cut or get, put on the waiver or practice squad. Other people watching that.
Well,
So
17 years ago, I didn't know
hmm,
what coaching was gonna do.
yeah, that's
You know,
true.
I didn't know I was gonna be here from it.
Yeah.
So, but if I mean, if you want it, that's on you. I can't make you want it.
Nah. Yeah. And like you said, you gave a fair warning. I know I even talked to some guys like, better get your mind right first and foremost. Because you
Yeah,
gotta have your mind right to get your body right.
yeah.
Because this a business. This ain't AAU.
That's what I
Yeah.
always say. It just ain't
Yeah.
AAU.
This ain't
It's not
AAU and
AAU.
this ain't high school and everybody get to play. You got
Yeah.
to go and earn you a spot. So that's cool. So what can people expect that's listening? Is we're gonna get you out of here in a couple minutes. But
Okay.
what
No, no
people can
problem.
expect for your tryouts, how that's gonna be.
So I just really want to know like the final number, but like I said, we're going to be in Detroit as well, Grand Rapids as well. Uh, so what I am not trying to do at the tryouts, trying to confuse. We're gonna have some pros there. Some
Mhm.
people that that play professional ball, or some people that play college ball, or we're gonna have some guys there that haven't. So what
Yeah.
I'm not trying to do is make it too tough at a tryout where this guy's not being looked at.
Okay.
If somebody really, and that's like my basis of it now, it's gonna be you got to listen to instructions, simple instructions and stuff like that. And I'm gonna have my AAU team there, exhibiting some of the stuff before, just to get them involved and stuff. But that's my main. I'm not looking. Don't you know how people always just how we just talked about the positive stuff?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people always look at the negative, like this is why I might get cut. So I'm trying to eliminate that once a person paid their money. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
don't know, hard-earned money, $100 or whatever the case, even though tryouts other places, are
Mm-hmm.
more or whatever the case. So I want to give that person a fair shot. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I don't want nobody thinking like I'm just going in here to get cut. So I,
Mm-hmm.
I can get some more, difficult drills out there and stuff like that or whatever the case. But I'm gonna put some drills out there where I can see your talent, then or whatever the case. Because we still got a long time or whatever
Yeah.
the case. And like I said, I'm looking for that story coach where
Hmm.
somebody may not been on the radar, they ain't thought of that or whatever the case, but
Mm-hmm.
especially from around here, if I know you and I see you put that work in, I know you in more shape than you was a month and a half or 2 months ago. You can push that, get into the training camp and push the other guys or whatever the case, even if they may be
Exactly.
more talented, more experienced, but you might get that experience. Shoot,
Mm-hmm.
Pontiac Pharaohs might come snatch you up.
See?
Team in Nova Scotia might, you know what I'm saying, you on the radar now.
Hmm.
And if they call me and you know what I'm saying, or whatever the case, but at the same time, if some things may not go right because this is a level of pro ball where we're not getting paid NBA dollars where I go home and handle that and I got to come back here. I might
Mm-hmm.
have to go home and get a job and boom, boom, boom. But you on the radar to get a call right back. But you got to keep that positive mind as
Yeah.
well. You can't say, damn, I made the training camp, got cut from the training camp, now I'm pissed. Or you know what I'm saying? Or even with the tryout. At least at the trial, you know where you stand. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Against other athletes and stuff like that, or the expectations. Then next year, boom. But them tryouts cost, man. Like,
Yeah.
we got the cheapest tryouts in pro ball history.
Yeah. Because I know some people that went out to from Ohio to Cleveland out to Vegas, and you talking about racks to go
Yep.
try out. And like you said, you probably not even getting a fair look, shot people looking at you,
Yep.
Wow. So, hey, so y'all here at Saginaw. And what's the ages coach that can try out? You
18
say
plus.
18 plus. Out of
Yep.
high school though, right?
I believe so. I have to
Okay.
check on that. I believe you have to, at least have graduated or have some type of,
Yeah. Yeah.
GED or something like that or whatever the case. But 18 plus, and like I say, not a bad budget, you know what I'm saying, for some players,
Mm.
coach. Like
Yeah.
I ain't gonna elaborate no more on that, you know what I'm saying?
Oh
But it's
yeah.
like they say it's, but then it'll grow. And
That's
hey
right.
man, that's what it is.
There it is. Hey man, I look forward to it, Coach, man, and
Appreciate
I know it's gonna be a beautiful thing. So when is the tip off?
it.
Would like
This year, this past season was the last week of November. So it
Okay,
should be the same this year as well. And
okay, cool.
the game 5 of the championship, and the best of 5 series just ended either last week or the week before. It was
Mm,
in the last week of April or so.
okay. Now all the
So
other teams, are they from from America or just all Canadian teams?
4 teams in America right now. We'll be the fourth, and we're
Okay.
the ninth team in the league. Uh, Mr. Magley that owns the league, he owns the TBL as well, which is still playing
Okay.
until June or whatever the
Okay.
case. And we kind of supplement like some of our 34 game schedules with the TBL once they get kicking off, but they kick off like a month or two later.
Oh man. So yeah,
So
this
yeah,
thing
it's 5 teams in Canada, Newfoundland, all man. It's
mm,
and it's looking to grow, man. It's I just been, Markel been telling me about it over the last couple of years. And Bean's still playing in the
okay.
TBL. Tommy just, was playing in there as well. They was all on the same team. So
Mm,
uh really like those guys on what they did in the TBL and the connections that they made, Tommy, Beans, and Markel, is really the connections that kind of brought,
bought it to Saginaw.
yep,
That's cool. Hey, it has to start somewhere. Look at
yep.
that. All Saginaw High Trojans, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's just and that's why I'm here, man, sticking loyal and kicking it with these guys. And like I say, man, I'm ready for this ride.
Yeah.
Really, man, if everybody was in shape, we ain't gotta look too much far from
Yeah.
out these 30, you know what I'm saying, 45-minute radius, but like
Mm-hmm.
the mental part as well, because you know,
That's right.
I would never ask anybody to do anything that I wouldn't expect of myself.
Yeah.
So you know, so my mental has been getting stronger and stronger. I've been, you know, dealing with that. And also I want to get in some more shape just to show these guys, you know, I'm with them on that level because, you know, this probably going to be one of the, you know, I'm going to make it a tough training camp now.
Oh
Now
yeah,
that I
you
think about it,
supposed to.
shoot, I was going to get into training camp, but now I think about the stuff I'm going to have them doing. I'm gonna have to, I'm gonna
Hey,
sit back, coach. You know
hey,
what time it is.
we've been there before. Sometimes I have to sit back and say, man, we made them do this. But hey, look where it got us.
Yep.
To
No, for
the
sure.
last team to the final four. And I never had a chance. Me and you know, we never sat down. And I'm gonna tell you, man, right now, bro, I appreciate everything you did for me when we were at Bridgeport, man. You know, having my back. Because even during that Final Four time, I took ill, but you took over and ran with it. You know, the boys believed in you. You know, you ran all the offensive stuff anyway. And man, and I wanted to salute you and I tell you that I appreciate you for all the help you did, man, and my career, you know, helping me at Bridgeport, man. So, you know, because
Hey!
we definitely had a good time, man, for real.
Oh, it was a great run, coach. I mean, I
That's
love that,
right.
man. I love everything about that, man. And I appreciate the opportunity, man, from the get
Yeah, for
COVID
real.
slow.
That's
We would have
right.
had a lot more believers.
Mhm.
That first year, man,
Hmm.
we had everything
And
we had that Final Four year, but more.
yeah, we had
Just
everything.
I was just happy to see a lot of my players from my program, and that's why I was like, when they was like, they ranked us to be fourth in the TV. I'm like, what?
What?
I'm like, who else in there then? If that's the case. But no, coach, I really appreciate it, man. That run was part of my growth. I'll never forget it.
Oh yeah, for sure, bro. And man, I wish you all the best with the new Saginaw Soul basketball. You already know, like I said, I'm gonna come and check y'all out Saturday. And if it's anything you need, you know, I'm a phone call away. Text me, whatever, you know, and I got you, my brother. You
Yes, sir.
know, and if it's even getting guys when y'all get your team solidified, getting them out here and getting them on the podcast so people in the community can see them and learn them. Hey, holler at me and let me know. I got you.
All
For
right.
real.
Shoot. Doug Anderson flying in, so
Uh-oh. The jumping man?
yeah, he gonna be
Mr.
here for 2 days. So if you want to set something up, let me know.
Okay, Mr. Kalamazoo Central, right?
Yes,
That was
sir.
your
Mr.
brother first year, wasn't it?
Yep. So
That's
that's
what
what
I
I'm
thought.
saying. So, you know, that's what I'm saying. Like that Saginaw connection go deep, man.
Go deep for real. Well, bro, it's been an honor to sit down tonight and have this conversation with you. And I can't wait. People gonna love this when they see it, man. And like I said, Zeke, I wish you and the Saginaw Soul all the best. And if there's anything you need, my brother, just let me know. I got you.
I appreciate it, bro.
Yes, sir. You have a good night, man, and go enjoy that game. Hopefully, they
Gotta
keep
watch.
his head. We
Yes,
got to
sir.
have him straight. We can't have him choking out the big boy today. For real. All right, man. You take it easy.
Yes, sir. I get
All
what you
right.
coach.
Yes, sir. Peace. So as y'all see, great conversation with Coach Isaiah Zeke Thomas, the new head coach of the Saginaw Soul semi-pro basketball team. It's gonna be beautiful. But yo, we're gonna get into a commercial before we get ready to get out of here. I always forget, but he know, charge it to my heart, my brother, and not my head. This episode is brought to you by Demon Proof, a brand built on resilience, grit, and simply finding a way. Whether you're an athlete, a regular person, or someone grinding in life's challenges, it's a mindset born from an idea. No matter what life throws at you, you can rise above and find a way to succeed. So check out the athletic gear and streetwear designed for those who hustle on and off the field. Plus, their mission is to empower communities through youth sports and camps. events, and partnerships that makes Demon Proof more than just a brand. It's a movement to inspire the next generation. Join the movement and visit dpe1.com. Use promo code M.T.A.C for 10% off your next order. And follow them on Instagram at demonproof_empire.
Mature Crowd Entertainment and Platinum Creations presents Saginaw's first Southern Soul Sunday Fun Day. Sunday, August 17th at Buena Vista Recreational Center, 1940 South Outer Drive in Saginaw. Starring Jay Morris Group, J1,
It's time to move on.
Ghost Ghostin' with a special Johnny Taylor review. Plus Memphis Jackson and Brenda Cameron. Saginaw's first Southern Soul Sunday Fun Day. Sunday, August 17th, 1 to 7 p.m. at the Buena Vista Recreational Center in Saginaw. MC comedian Ray Ray. Music by DJ Tools. Put your boots on. Grab those lawn chairs and tents. And don't forget them fans. Tickets are $35 in advance. $45 day of the show. Tickets available for members of Mature Crowd Entertainment at the Music Planet in Flint and Eventbrite.com. For info, call 989-598-2786. See you at the Southern Soul Sunday Fun Day.
So y'all make sure y'all get your tickets. If you know anybody part of the Mature Crowd Entertainment, Mr. Chucky Lawrence, or at the Platinum Event Center, y'all make sure y'all reach out and get your tickets, y'all. Also, that's kickball weekend, so y'all already know how it's going down. But once again, y'all, I'd like to thank Coach Isaiah Zeke Thmas for coming on the More Than the Coach podcast, talking about the new Saginaw Soul basketball team and things like that, and the expectations. I believe it should be very successful. I hope the city go out and support, and hope everything that they work for comes true and make it happen for them, for real. Also, y'all, before I get out of here, I wouldn't be right to let y'all know this weekend, May 10th, me and this beautiful lady here will be celebrating our 29th wedding anniversary. I want to wish a happy anniversary to my lovely wife, Miss Joya Marshall, 29 years soon to be. So, hey, hope we get many more, baby. But anyway, y'all, speaking of her, I know she gonna get me because I almost forgot. So this will be the last thing for the night, y'all. Joya Marshall has a new podcast coming May 13th. It's called Lady Conversations with Miss G. She said it's not going to be male bashing, but they're going to have some things going on, her and her sisters, and they're going to be conversating and, having some good topics. So y'all make sure y'all check it out. Y'all go and support her. You'll hear more about it, more advertising. She'll have her own YouTube channel as well. So y'all make sure y'all check that out, y'all. And with that being said, y'all, this was a good conversation tonight with my brother. I appreciate it. Once again, tryouts is this Saturday, May 10th, from 1 to 4, Center Courts in Saginaw, Michigan. There's the barcode. Take a picture of it. It's $100 for all y'all that's trying out. Like he said, go in there with your mind right. Go in there with your body right. And just go and do what you got to do. And one thing I do know about professional from rec ball and everything else, your attitude. Change your attitude because that controls your altitude. Simple and plain. All right. And as I just witnessed, Indiana just beat Cleveland 0-2 now. Damn shame. But it is what it is. But y'all, until next time, it's your boy, Coach Marshall, from the More Than the Coach podcast. Y'all be easy, be smooth, and as always, peace.
Step into the zone where we elevate minds. More than just a coach, we're breaking the bonds. Lessons to inspire, lift you off the ground. In the sound we redefine the way we're found. Tune in, turn it up, let the vibe explode. Knowledge drops heavy on this winding road. More than a coach, we're a force on the rise. Busting through limits, reach for the skies. Each episode a journey, take a leap with me. Building greatness together, we're born to be free. Born to be free. Burn, glad to shine, we're chasing the dream. Seasoned with passion, we're more than a team.